Your back hurts. Your brain won't shut up. You're tired but wired. You've had 3 coffees and it's not even noon. And somewhere deep down, you know something has to change as you sit on your couch in a 3-day-old hoodie, wondering if your spine has officially given up. Most people associate yoga with a specific aesthetic, someone hyper-flexible on a mountaintop at sunrise, whispering about manifesting while incense burns in the background. This is not that. We are ignoring the essential oils and the chakra alignments entirely. Modern life has become relentlessly, hilariously, and exhaustingly stressful. In this environment, yoga is a critical intervention to stop the human body from failing. There are no prerequisites for this. You only have to be a human being living under the pressures of the year 2026. Viewed through this lens, the practice is a system of biomechanical maintenance for the modern era. To understand why we're breaking, we have to look at the behavioral data regarding how we interact with screens. Data shows the average American spends 7 hours daily on computers and televisions. Including phones brings the total to 11 hours. That represents 11 hours with the neck craned forward, shoulders hunched, and eyes straining under constant notifications. Subjecting the human organism to this level of digital strain creates a structural flaw in our daily routine that leads to bodily failure. The physics are simple. For every inch your head moves forward from neutral alignment, it adds 10 pounds of pressure to the neck muscles. Most of us are walking around with the equivalent of a heavy bowling ball hanging off our cervical spine. This constant load forces the shoulder muscles to live in a state of permanent tension near the ears. The human frame is actively failing under the gravitational load created by modern postural habits. This physical collapse is mirrored by a neurological breakdown. This chart highlights data from the American Psychological Association, showing that 75% of Americans reported experiencing at least one symptom of stress in the last month. We are currently existing in a state of total system overload. The brain is drowning in data, while the spine is crushed by gravity. This constant high alert is driven by a specific chemical network, the sympathetic nervous system. Our primitive fight-or-flight mechanism is being continuously hijacked. To your brain, an overflowing inbox or a late-night notification triggers the same survival response as being chased by a predator. This trapped system produces a relentless 24/7 flood of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. Chronic cortisol exposure is destructive. It suppresses the immune system, messes with your digestion, and blocks deep restorative sleep. Modern humans are functioning as disconnected, floating brains, piloting broken biological vessels, fueled almost exclusively by caffeine and stress hormones. When someone suggests yoga as the treatment, you probably picture someone extremely flexible, burning incense on a mountain, whispering about chakras. I am not here to sell you essential oils or spirituality. At its empirical core, yoga is simply intentional breathing combined with slow, deliberate movement. As you see in this split-screen gauge diagram, this specific breathing protocol provides an immediate neurological countermeasure. It manually dials down the stress of the sympathetic nervous system and activates your parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic state is your rest and digest mode. It is the exact restorative state your modern body desperately requires, but is actively blocked from entering by the constant demands of your day. Yoga is a literal mechanical override switch used to turn off the body's chronic stress alarms. Look at this brain cross-section diagram showing the neuroplasticity data. Regular practice changes the structure of your brain. The gray matter in your outer cortex expands, while the amygdala, your brain's fear center, physically shrinks. The timeline is remarkably short. Just 8 weeks of practice significantly reduces symptoms of anxiety and outperforms standard sleep hygiene education. Now look at this 3D model of the musculoskeletal system. The physical poses are functional movements. They take your spine through its complete, forgotten range of motion: flexion, extension, and rotation, illuminating and engaging the tiny structural muscles that stabilize your joints. This movement directly addresses lower back pain. It actively strengthens your core stabilizers and lengthens the tight hip flexors that get permanently shortened from sitting at a desk all day. The intervention simultaneously reconstructs the physical frame of your body and the neural architecture of your brain. Saying you are not flexible enough for yoga is like saying you are too dirty to take a shower. Physical flexibility is a byproduct of the practice, not a prerequisite for it. The true primary metric of success is generating awareness. You relearn how to detect hidden tension in your shoulders and how to recognize when your breathing has become shallow. This internal awareness contrasts sharply with the design of the modern world. Everything around us is engineered to violently extract your attention outward. Pulling your attention inward is the only mechanism that allows your nervous system to pause. It teaches you to distinguish between actual physical pain and emotional resistance to slowing down. The ultimate goal is not to perform perfect poses for an audience. The goal is to successfully exist within your own body for a few minutes without distraction. You do not need a massive block of free time. Even 10 minutes of practice yields measurable physiological benefits. The first time you try it, you might feel awkward. You might fall over. That initial clumsiness is a universal requirement, and progress only comes from continuing to show up. Your body is not an enemy to fight or ignore or punish into submission. It is the only home you will ever have, and right now it is begging for basic maintenance. If you want to start making those repairs, hit that subscribe button. This channel is dedicated to accessible, beginner-friendly, and gatekeeper-free routines designed specifically for chaotic modern lives. Take one more deep breath. You've earned it.